A Case for Nuclear, Group 4's presentation on unmet consumer needs. My name is Lucas Dupuy. Why do we need nuclear energy? In the 70s and 80s, many countries began to step away from nuclear power, mainly due to incidents like Chernobyl and the 3 Mile in the United States. However, as concerns of climate change and air pollution, as well as a growing demand for electricity, continue to grow in these ways, then this is driving an increased interest in nuclear. Because as um, demand for electricity grows, climate change and air pollution only get worse and worse as electricity, um, generally speaking, is made through unclean means. However, through nuclear, we could change that. What does nuclear solve? By switching to nuclear energy, we could provide electricity cheaply, cleanly, and safely. Also, nuclear energy is extremely space efficient and will also provide jobs when creating the reactors and running them. So, this will solve the air pollution problem, the need for more electricity, and the need for jobs. But why not renewable energy? Isn't renewable safer? It's a common misconception that renewable energy is safer. It's actually not true, but there are many other reasons to pick nuclear over renewable besides safety. Nuclear energy takes up less space. Um, as you can see, solar energy requires 400 times the space of an equivalent nuclear plant for energy generation, while wind would take 450 times the space of that one nuclear plant to make the equivalent amount of power. On top of being more energy efficient, nuclear energy is also far more consistent, meaning it doesn't have downtime because it's not dependent on nature. Meanwhile, wind and solar have a lot of downtime because they rely on either the sun to be out or the wind to be blowing. So when the wind isn't blowing or the sun isn't out, these renewable sources of energy have to rely on their non-renewable fuel backups, which totally negates the entire purpose of renewable energy. Nuclear energy is also cleaner than renewable energy. Solar energy is one of the cleanest forms of renewable energy, and nuclear energy is still 4 times cleaner. The fears of radiation in regards to nuclear energy are largely hysteria. You are exposed to more radiation eating everyday foods than the workers that responded to the Chernobyl incident are exposed to radiation. Nuclear energy also produces less byproducts, less waste than renewable energy, as well as requiring far less material throughput, or that is the amount of materials needed to construct the plant or the method of which you're gathering that renewable resource. So, who is our intended target audience? Well, broadly speaking, it's the United States citizens. But specifically speaking, we're talking about voters. We're talking to voters, lobbyists, political leaders, and business leaders. Essentially, people in the United States that can influence energy production. Voters can obviously vote for political leaders whose platform, I guess, relates to renewable nuclear energy. And lobbyists, political leaders, business leaders, these are all people that can further influence political platforms to switch to nuclear energy. And then that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please forward them to my email.